All right, so let's go ahead and get into this, folks. I guess I'll just sure. Well, little breaking news here. As Hunter Yurchek has spoken, he has put out a tweet and he has put out a statement, which we will show you right here and read it and discuss it. Hunter Yurchek says, quote, "I have spoken with the leadership team at Arkansas Edge and expressed my support in their pursuit to enforce their rights under any agreement violated by our student athletes moving forward. We appreciate Edge's investment in our student athletes and acknowledge the enforcement of these agreements is vital in our new world of college athletics. We look forward to continued dialogue with all parties in resolving these matters."
My first question is: the leadership team at Arkansas Edge in the room with us now?
You know, it's funny, Curtis. I thought that for a second when I saw that y'all were reacting, because in real time, I saw y'all reacting and didn't know what y'all were talking about, then looked it up and saw the Hunter Yurchek thing. I thought we might be getting that announcement.
Yeah,
we're canceling Arkansas Edge. Not what we got. Interesting.
Yeah. This is you know what? There are a lot of times where Hunter Yurchek does things where we're like, dude, come on, man. Like, read the room, whatever. I love this. I'm so happy that he put this statement out. I think it's awesome.
Nobody, and here's the thing, nobody is going to have an issue with it. And why? No, why would they? Like, this is the easiest layup of an opportunity to like win back public support, because if there's one person that Hog fans hate more than Hunter Yurachek, it's the Iamaleava family, just because everyone's been dunking on them religiously. And so like Hunter Yurachek is like, you know what? I've spotted a moment here. Everyone is going to be able to side with me on this one. This is an easy layup, and credit to him for taking it. I mean, this is, by the way, like directly related to that, I would assume, right?
Yes.
Has to be.
And that had to have been what John, you might have talked to him. I don't know, but that had to have been what Marcelo's tweet was about last night, right?
What did Marcelo tweet?
Basically about, guys showing up on campus for a couple months, cashing six-figure NIL checks and never playing it down or whatever, and then dipping.
Yep. It has to be connected.
Has to be, right?
Somehow. Yeah. Because again, when this happens in real time, first off, again, shout out to Yurchek, because it seems like you've actually, anytime you communicate anything, it's always a win. But to actually put out the statement, it's just that line there of expressed my support in their pursuit to enforce their rights under any agreement violated by our student athletes moving forward. So
Madden's catching a case.
Dude,
like now
this
it's
is just
to come down to what that paperwork said. Did it say he has to play in a football game? Did it say he has to be enrolled on campus for 2 semesters? Like what? Now who knows? But it sounds like the Arkansas Edge is going to be set up okay though.
Yeah,
in this battle, I should say.
Yeah.
Not big picture about the entire organization, which we didn't even know still existed. I meant in this particular battle, to be clear.
Yeah. Well, I'm rubbing my hands together like, ooh, baby. Like, could this get spicy? Could this get insane right here? Could we start having some crazy, I thought, guys, because we were going to bring up the Madden Iamaleava situation. I got the pronunciation key. We were going to bring it up a little bit because I know we talked a lot about it yesterday when we went live discussing it. But now with that statement right there, I'm like, oh yeah, this is the good stuff. I think some other things are going to start transpiring and start happening. So it doesn't sound like it's over yet. I'll be curious to see what it is, because Yurachek's not putting out this statement and then it's like, oh, well, all's well is well, then moving on. Nothing's going to be coming from it. And we're going hush hush on this. Nah, he's putting out this statement for a reason, because something's about more stuff is about to come out. And I'm going to have to text Marcel, be like, hey, man, you didn't find out anything. We just need you to come on here and talk about it. But man, that's going to be wild, though, to see what all transpires and happens. But good on them. Good on them for saying, hey, if there's something legitimate that was violated, go get yours. Because I don't know how much the Madden made, but like we talked about yesterday on the live stream, he didn't come for nothing. He wasn't like he was here for
the midnight hour for the hell of it.
Yeah, to go all the way to Fayetteville, Arkansas from California for nothing. But again, wild assumption here, reckless assumption. Yurchek doing this, all of that to me tells me it was a significant amount. Like you're not doing all this stuff over $10,000 or $20,000. It's a significant amount enough to where you're putting out a statement, you're doing some stuff, you're putting some things out there for people to know and understand and be aware of. So I'll be curious if it comes out of how much they actually were funding to him via the Arkansas Edge.
Dude, they're pulling pennies out from under the couch cushions right now. They can't afford to be paying some dude thousands of dollars to come hang out and throw some footballs at the receivers during spring ball and then dip out. I don't blame him.
Do it.
Yeah, and it is also interesting that he went right back to the team that he was committed to and about to sign with before. Like, I wonder any of the, and look, I don't know what the agreement looked like that they had, but I'm just wondering how much real details were there. Because, I mean, the fact that he was only at Arkansas for a few months and went right back to the team that he was signed to, like, that's is there a chance that the Iamaleavas maybe just played Arkansas from the jump?
Got duped.
That is possible. Which, by the way, the Iamaleavas, I mean, at this point in the span of like 3 weeks, all-time bag chasing that we've ever seen in college sports. Like Cam Newton's father and all that was over like $500,000 for one Heisman Trophy winning quarterback. These are two quarterbacks that have like a combined 32 touchdowns in their career. Mm-hmm. That are like in these huge bag chasing scandals. It's actually kind of respectable. I gotta tip my hat.
That are now less well off financially than they were at their previous spots. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that's gonna wind up being the case. You compare the two bags there.
I wonder how much Madden, by the way, was involved in the conversation when Nico was committing. Like, is Nico's deal? Is it a package deal? Like, so it's fascinating how many different agreements we can be talking about with a kid that has not played a snap of college football yet.
Fascinating.
Yeah, I think it is. I can't wait for this. I really can't wait to see how everything like plays out, because it's going to be something that's going to be really intense. And maybe I'm just trying to manifest this, and maybe it's not actually as intense as I want it to be, but I still can't wait to see what transpires. And, is it something that publicly, because again, we're talking about spring football not really having a whole lot of spice and energy. Well, this might be something that brings a little bit of it too, all the good stuff. This was all a ploy. It was all part of the plan. And I'm all for the conspiracies, guys. I'm going all in on them. They had this plan from the jump. That's why they went to Arkansas, because they're like, hey, these guys, we can take advantage of them because they're in a bad situation, and we'll try to give them a splash. And they do it, and then it's going through it all, and they're like, hey, just hold out, like wait till Nico's situation happens, and then he's going to Tennessee, and then suddenly he's like, now on Tuesday you got to do this, man. You got to go and do it, and got to take care of business. I'm here for the conspiracies. I'm hoping that's the case. I'm hoping this thing goes deep. I'm hoping, no pun intended, but I'm hoping it happens.
Were y'all aware before all this about how much of a unit their father is?
I've seen pictures of him, but yeah, he's a large man.
He's a large dude. I did not. I mean, like, and they're not small guys, but like they're like tall, skinny. He looks different than them. Like he looks like a bouncer.
Yeah. It's probably someone that, we know he DMs people and calls them names. Probably also the type of person that'll maybe do it in person too. He looks pretty intimidating. So, man, this is crazy. But again, I have the Yurachek. I'm sure that's what you had too, Curtis. Like the Yurchek Twitter notifications turned on. Yeah. Anytime I see something from Hunter, I'm like, ooh.
I kept seeing y'all's faces reacting while I don't even remember what I was yapping about, but I was like, I to the point where I was like, I must be saying something like out of pocket, like the way that they're reacting.
Yeah. Just talking about transfer portal for basketball. You're out of your mind, man. Yeah. But we'll keep everybody updated on this and see things transpires. But it's already caught wind from a lot of the national college pundits and talking about it. So it's not done yet. Cool. And I'm hoping that, I don't know, I guess the guys are active on social media, but I hope the family or somebody reacts and quote tweets it. Ooh, come on, man.
Yeah.
I want this.
It's going to be fascinating. Also, like, I know that like Dion and his son and their whole team has become such a huge story in college football. And I don't think UCLA is going to be as good as Colorado. Most likely, I haven't looked at their roster. I don't know what they have going on, but I wonder if like they're going to kind of become like huge polarizing figures if they end up being the quarterbacks at UCLA for the next like 4 years. It's going to be kind of fun to watch people like rally against them, and then if they're winning, people will start being like, oh wow, actually these guys are cool all along. They could be like the next great villains in college football.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, could be the ones
that honestly, like, I really, and I've said it kind of jokingly earlier, would be actually kind of cool and like good for college football in a weird roundabout way. And we talked at the time about how we thought it was good for college football that Josh Heupel put his foot down and like didn't cave to Nico Iamaleava. This really might play out in a weird roundabout way where it's like they're weirdly accidentally a turning point in college sports history where like there was some type of balance that we started to find, and it happened because of the Iamaleavas.
Yep.
Dude, I love this, man.
Dude,
I absolutely love it.
I was gonna read this because Ross Dellinger. I was waiting for his tweet.
Just about to bring it up, yeah.
Yeah, I was waiting for his tweet because he's always on top of this stuff when it comes to NIL and everything. And he quote tweeted Hunter Yurchek's tweet and said, "Many athlete contracts with school-affiliated NIL collectives do feature buyout language, though often privately done. Some of those buyouts have not been enforced. Most have not. Arkansas announces its support to enforce buyouts a day after Madden entered into the portal." He goes on to say, during this transition period of compensation, NIL collectives to school rev share, many schools have included buyouts in rev share contracts, or at the very least, buyouts are included in the collective deals that assign to the school on July 1st, contingent on settlement approval. So, yeah, it's basically like what I get from that, and the vibe I get from that is simply most of the time we've just done it and it either gotten away with it, we didn't fight it, or we did it privately. But since rev share is going to be on the horizon anyway, it's like, we're not just laying down and dying. No, you owe us. Like we could have used this money. Like this is probably why Chad Baker Mazzara couldn't come to Arkansas now. You know,
I was just about to say this is our second buyout related transfer situation in the last 48 hours.
Man, yeah, that's great.
And we're just not going to hear from Pittman until SEC Media Day or something at this point. It's like I would love it because there are times where he's good about, just kind of skirting around issues. And there are times where he'll just flat out talk about it. Like when, like right after the portal opened up, remember he was talking about the money and the situations they were in and the bargaining negotiations and all that. And I was like, damn, he's really laying it out there. Maybe this would have been one of those times where he'd have been like, look, this is BS, man.
Yep. Maybe so.
It's too damn bad that we're not going to get him.
Man, it's a bummer. I will say, I know we'll have some other things to get to. We'll get to your chat as well, but let's go ahead. I'm going to write this down because it's going to be set in stone because I feel like it's going to come out. If you guys were just a ballpark guess, how much NIL money was given to Madden from the University of Arkansas? Just a roundabout way. How much would you guess? Just, you're going to throw it out there.
Low six figures.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
And I bet the overall deal was worth more than that. You know what I mean? Because I mean, he was a big signing day flip. Like it was a big deal, and like we all assumed in the moment, like, hey, they probably dropped a bag.
Don't you think that they probably? I mean, they have to pay it out proportionately speaking. Like more comes to you during the season and everything, and maybe a little bit up front, almost like a signing bonus type of deal or something.
That's kind of what I was thinking. The total deal was probably worth in the high six figures. Honestly, hell, they might have given it. You know what I mean? Like we hear all kind of stuff. But I bet they paid out at least a few 100,000. I bet there was, like you said, like some type of signing bonus. And then, whatever his monthly is for the 2 months he was on campus. And yeah, so I bet that's why because the U of A, if they hadn't paid him most of that deal, they probably wouldn't be too upset. They'd be like, all right, yeah, go ahead. We're just terminate right there. The fact that they're fighting it makes me think that they coughed up something on the front end.
Amount of money. Yeah.
That's the whole point that I was going to make with asking that is because you could sit here and say, well, that's bad on Arkansas for negotiating or giving them a lot. I don't know if they gave him all of it up front or like you guys said, just a significant amount. But either way, it's like he got a ton and he spent how many weeks was he in Fayetteville, guys? Like 5, 6, maybe
2 months.
Like mid-January probably is when he arrived.
Yeah, so we'll call it 10 weeks just to play it safe. We'll call it 10 weeks. I mean, for that, and say if he got $100,000 signing bonus, hey, that's a good day's work right there. I mean, shoot, that's
before you even officially graduated high school.
Yeah, that's $10,000 a week for playing third string and just hanging out. So, but yeah, there's a lot of curiosities that's going to be coming from this. Be curious if Tennessee does anything towards Nico. Does something like that happen? Was it something similar? What all goes down there? And also, too, to the point of the negotiation, and if they did pay him up front a lot of money, it's about that where, I'm sure you're like, well, they shouldn't have done it anyways. Well, if they really felt good about him and they really wanted him, it could have been one of those things where he's like, I want $250,000. Well, I want up front. And they're like, well, we're not going to do that. We could do it like, first in this semester, spring semester, and then fall semester, we do it. But here we'll pay you half up front and then deal. And then it's like, peace. Now it's like, he got another deal with UCLA, which is even more money. So, I'm hoping this is a very big, deep, this conspiracy theory that we can really have some fun with. It's going to be great. Either way. Wow.
I mean, there's somebody's out there right now, Nakos or Dellinger, somebody is behind the scenes talking to sources at the U of A and, everybody else and trying to get the real story here. There will be a story that comes from this by the end of the day. And I can't wait to read it.
And you know what else?
It's electric, man.
Yeah. And you know what else I love? Because I know we move on and everything, but you know what else I love is that it's so Arkansas to have some big story like this that's going to go on and going to be a part of it for a player that didn't even play here, didn't play a snap. Like that is the most Arkansas thing ever. At least at Tennessee, Nico played. Like at Arkansas, they're going to go through this long rigmarole over a player that literally didn't even play a single snap. Like that to me is just icing on the cake. So
good
Arkansas,
on them,
man.
at least for at this point being able to avoid what probably would have been consistent nonsense the entire time that he was here.
Oh man, yeah.
I mean, just imagine, the first game where Taylor goes 9 of 22 and throws a pick and takes a sack, and then it would have just been a freaking mess, man.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
absolutely.
We were pulling our hair out over Malachi Singleton arguments back in October, bro. Like, think about how bad it would have been with the family putting pressure on them, all the money that would be attached to them. It would have been a very, especially with Bobby already planting the seeds in the spring, which is also why this is intriguing, because like Bobby planted those seeds because the kid's good at football. Right. And so like, that's what's funny at the end of all this is like, we don't really know how that's going to play out, but I think Arkansas in this story had a good role though. Like nationally, I think Arkansas comes across as like a sympathetic, like, oh, you know what? Good on Arkansas for just being like, well, getting their money, getting what they're worth, but stepping out of it.
Yeah. And hopefully they publicly get their money back. I mean, that would be hilarious if it worked out that way.
Hopefully the nation rallies behind them.
Yep. And then suddenly all the other schools will be like, those are our leaders, our beacon of hope, the University of Arkansas, when it comes to NIL. They were the ones they were the example that was set that we can do it too. We can pursue legal action. Like it's like,
as we've always said, Hunter Yurachek is the guy you can cheer for, is a hero.
Yep. A hero among college athletics. So